OK, so South Tyneside has the highest amount of cases in the UK. It's a very worrying time for people here. 1,311 per 100,000 people. That's in the 7 days up to July the 12th. That's up 19%. It really doesn't feel like Freedom Day here. It feels more like Be Responsible Day. You know, we have a duty of care. I've just come in this morning to South Shields from County Durham, and I've seen groups of young people who've clearly had a really good night, shoes in hand, handbags waving, singing. Now, is that responsible? A few of the nightclubs are open. People are making the most of it and have been since midnight. But with me now is bar owner Steve Sullivan. He's open till 2 a.m. usually, but has chosen at the moment not to make the most of Freedom Day and not to reopen. Why have you made that decision, Stephen?
I think, as you say, cases are on the rise, and I think, this branding of Freedom Day is a terrible branding. There are millions of vulnerable people still out there whom for today will feel like an imprisonment day. The pandemic is still going on, the virus is spreading, and people are very unwell, and I think we have a duty of care over both our staff and customers to take a measured approach to this and not rushing it headlong.
Don't you feel like in the North East, like we're just not a part of this Freedom Day celebration? It does have a very different feel up here, doesn't it?
I think, I don't blame anyone. We've been cooped up for 18 months and had restrictions on us. And yes, we do have to get back to normality at some point. But I think it is about taking that measured approach. And I think we just got to be sensible with it. It's all fine and well. There were videos all over the internet last night of giant parties, masks being thrown in the air and drinks and everything and hugging and kissing. And, that's putting a lot of people at risk.
What is the feeling in South Tyneside among the people and your customers?
I think very much like the rest of the country, it's slightly divided. The great majority of my customers want table service to stay in place. Have said they will still wear a mask, and that's great. But there are the other side of people that just are desperate to get back to normality. And I don't blame either side. I just think, if we can do whatever we can do to carry on protecting people, we should do it.
You said that you were worried if anything happened to any of your customers that you wouldn't forgive yourself.
Certainly, yeah. As a bar owner, and we have lots of regulars, people that come with us day in, day out. And I think if anything was to ever happen and it turned out that it happened in my bar and then the unthinkable happened, I really couldn't forgive myself. I pride myself in protecting my staff and customers at all costs.
People who are making the most of this Freedom Day and being allowed to take the masks off and throw them in the air at midnight, what message do you have for them?
Think about other people. It's all fine and well being young, fit, healthy, or double vaccinated like myself, but you've got to think about other people. There are people out there that aren't as lucky enough to have had both vaccines or have underlying problems, and now's possibly not the time to be selfish and just go hell for leather with this.
Let's talk about the economy, because you must have taken a hit choosing to keep people safer. What's the vibe around bar owners in South Tyneside, and how are you managing yourself?
I think we've all been extremely frustrated. I think with a lack of clarity all the way through the pandemic from the government, I think it's fair to say, and from local authorities, it's been difficult for bar owners to know what's the right thing to do. And I think now more than ever, which is why you find that a lot of people are just going, right, we need to get back to business. We need to start making money again, because this is difficult. I've used every saving that I ever had. My company is back to zero now. There are no funds left. We've used everything to stay afloat. Hopefully it'll pay off in the long run, but I'm not sure that right now is the time to just open the doors and let everyone in.
Much like the bars, I've seen a lot of shops this morning with signs in the door saying it is Freedom Day, but please consider wearing a mask when you enter. So yeah, there's a balance here.
Welcome to the GB News YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows, and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.